So I'm with Mike and Dawn Partridge. A number of you will remember because you were at Knighton. Dawn, when were you guys at Knighton? We were trying to work this out.
Okay, I arrived in 1990 to start as an undergraduate. Shaking your head.
And Mike, what about you? In fact, tell us the story because you became a Christian when you came to Leicester, didn't you?
I did. So during my second year at university, I became a Christian, and I started looking for churches. I went to some weird and wonderful churches in Leicester, and someone suggested Knighton, so I tried Knighton, and Dave Burke was preaching, and it was the first time I'd really heard the Bible engaged with seriously and winsomely. It was interesting and relevant, and I think, did I meet you then? I was introduced to Stu Johnson.
That's right, yeah.
And that was it really. I never went anywhere else. Started helping at the youth club. Met this
Hello,
gorgeous
Knightlife.
woman. Got married.
So you were actually leaders at Knightlife
Oh yes,
in the early days.
Yes.
That's where you met.
yes,
And then you got married.
yeah.
So
And you married us.
I
You-
did.
You drove
I did.
up to Southport on an
I
Easter
did.
Saturday.
I remember that. So a lot's happened since then. You left Knighton. We're trying to work that out as well. About 2005.
Yeah.
And now we're here at Sizewell Hall with a nuclear power station behind us.
We're glowing nicely.
I'm speaking on the Rock Baptist Church weekend because Mike, you're pastor of Rock Baptist Church. How's that going? Tell us a little bit about the church, first of all.
So we are a church in the suburbs of Cambridge. We have a lot of very big city centre churches in Cambridge, which attracts a lot of students. We tend to attract the students once they've got a job and got married and move out of the city centre. We have been as big as kind of 170, 180, but we've done 3 church plants in very quick succession in the last 6 years. So we're much smaller now. One of the church plants was with Graham Bynon, which many folks will know. We did that in partnership with Eden, and a couple one to a village, one to a new housing development. So we're in a time now of kind of sowing and growing and preparing for growth, I guess, to try and re-establish ourselves, and we're stretched financially, resources. So it's working out what we're good at, how we can open up a little bit to the community without beginning lots of new ministries and exhausting everybody.
Can you think, I mean, it's putting slightly on the spot, but any kind of encouragements recently?
Do you want to go first?
You go first. I think one or two families who've joined us, and kind of we have felt at times that we were small, and yet there's the fact that we were small was the very attractive thing to them, and so that was a great encouragement. And I think the fact we have been smaller, there's so many advantages. So I think there's all but 2 families who had other reasons for not being here, who are here on a full church weekend away, and that's brilliant.
That's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think church planting, it's hard, but it is encouraging, because it means whether you go or stay, the whole church is making that commitment to say, our friendships come secondary to the kingdom of God, and if we're going to reach these areas better by having separate churches, let's do that. And the cost is huge, not just financially, but in terms of people and friendships, and yet the church has been prepared to do it again and again. So that's been great, and it's been great training up new leaders. We've put a lot of energy into training new leaders to make sure those plants have the best chance of sticking.
Now, we were saying earlier that both churches, Knighton and Rock, are part of the FIEC. How's the FIEC helped you?
They've been really great. So they have a couple of guys. One's pastoral director. He's been lovely, helping us through some of the bigger issues. One's a missions director who's come to talk to us about church planting. I guess those things have been very practical. Financially, they've helped us immensely. So I took on an assistant pastor who worked with me for a couple of years. Now he's led the most recent church plant, and we couldn't have afforded his salary alone. We raised half the income, and the FIEC matched it, and that's been a really good experience. And one we hope to replicate.
Great. Dawn, finally, just tell us a bit about the family, the boys. Phil Firkin, about how old they are and how they're doing.
Yeah, so they're very well, thank you. Joel is now 14 and year 10, just starting his GCSEs. Noah is year 8 and playing basketball morning, noon and night when he can. So yeah, they're very happy and well, thank you.
Good. Well, thanks for having me here, and it's been great to catch up with you guys. Thank
It's
you.
great to see you.
Hello, Tim.